Well, nice to meet you again and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Headline today. Head of Thematic Monitoring Delegation on the implementation of legal policies on blending tasks worked with members of the Supervision Delegation and Working Assistant Group to map out a schedule of working time from the beginning of upcoming March. The Central Committee of Party and Central Inspection Committee announced the decision to establish the 8th Regional Department, the agency of Central Inspection Committee. Cần Thơ District held a meeting to mark the 67th Physicians Day, February 27, 1955, February 27, 2022. Top news. Implementing the opinions of the National Assembly Standing Committee, National Assembly Vice Chairman Nguyễn Đức Hải, Head of Thematic Monitoring Delegation on the implementation of legal policies on blinding tasks, worked with members of Supervision Delegation and Working Assistant Group to map out a schedule of working time from the beginning of upcoming March. Through meetings and comments at the 8th session of the Standing Committee of the National Assembly, up to now, the monitoring team has prepared a detailed outline of the monitoring topic, approved the collection of monitoring reports of 63 localities. Accordingly, there are grounds to determine the causes of existence, advantages and limitations in the implementation of blending work in each locality and who is responsible for delaying the blending. National Assembly Vice Chairman Nguyễn Đức Hải suggested the supervisory team shall focus on clarifying problems in land blending in localities, serving to amend the land law and adjust land blending appropriately, ensuring synchronization from the center to the local. It is expected that from the beginning of March, the monitoring team will work in two forms, in person and online, with 6 ministries including Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Ministry of Industry and Trade, Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, Ministry of Planning and Investment, and with localities Hà Nội, Hồ Chí Minh City, Cần Thơ City, Quảng Ninh, Hà Tĩnh, Hải Phòng, Bắc Giang. The delegation will conduct field visits in some localities such as Hà Nội, Cần Thơ, Quảng Ninh, and Hà Tĩnh. On the morning of February 23rd in Cần Thơ City, the Central Committee of Party and Central Inspection Committee announced the decision to establish the 8th Regional Department, the agency of the Central Inspection Committee. Attending the announcement ceremony were Mr. Trần Cẩm Tú, Politburo member, Secretary of the Party Central Committee, Chairman of the Central Inspection Committee, and Deputy Chairman of the Central Inspection Committee. In Cần Thơ City, there was Mr. Lê Quang Mạnh, member of the Party Central Committee, come Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, Mr. Phạm Văn Hiểu, Standing Vice Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, come Chairman of the City People's Council, and Mr. Trần Việt Trường, Chairman of Cần Thơ City People's Committee. The 8th Regional Department is assigned to monitor 13 localities and units in the Mekong Delta region, including Cần Thơ City, Đồng Tháp, An Giang, Tiền Giang, Bến Tre, Vĩnh Long, Trà Vinh, Hậu Giang, Sóc Trăng, Kiên Giang, Cà Mau, Bạc Liêu, and the Party Committee of Military Zone 9, headed by Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Sơn. The office is headquartered at number 41 Chevrolet Street, Tân An Ward, Ninh Kiều District, Cần Thơ City. Addressing the assignment, Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Sơn, Director of the 8th Regional Department, stated his determination to join the leadership and collective in the case of exemplary dedication to work, overcoming difficulties, determined to successfully complete the assigned task. Standing representative of the City Party Committee and Party Committee in the monitoring area of the 8th Regional Department, Mr. Lê Quang Mạnh, Secretary of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, gave a welcome speech and delivered a speech. The delegation emphasized the establishment and operation of the 8th Regional Department. The Central Inspection Commission's agency is very important to implement the party's policy of directing, monitoring, and discipline since the beginning of the year. Previously, the delegation was led by Mr. Trần Cẩm Tú, Chairman of the Central Inspection Committee, along with leaders of Cần Thơ City Party Committee, People's Council, and City People's Committee to burn incense plenties at the Temple of Hùng Kings in Bình Thủy District, Cần Thơ City, in a dignified atmosphere, respectfully paying tribute to ancestors' memories. The delegates burned incense to commemorate the Hùng Kings, praying for the prosperity of the commune, the nation's peace, and the longevity of the 100,000 families. Also, on the morning of February 23rd, Cần Thơ Department of Science and Technology held a meeting with science and technology businesses in the city area in 2022. At the meeting, leaders of the Department of Science and Technology informed businesses about the plan to support the development of science and technology businesses in Cần Thơ City until the year 2025, listen and remove difficulties in production and business activities. Most businesses want to quickly access support packages and incentives of the state, such as taxes, finance, credit, land lease, facilities, and so on. Business proposals and recommendations are the basis for the city's Department of Science and Technology to give advice to the city's People's Committee on appropriate incentive and support mechanisms and policies, and promote coordination with relevant departments to develop science and technology businesses in the coming time. On February 23rd, also, Cần Thơ District held a meeting to mark the 67th Physicians Day, February 27, 1955, February 27, 2022. In the friendly atmosphere of the meeting, delegates together revealed the meaning of Vietnamese Physicians Day and late State President Hồ Chí Minh's advice for the medical career. Immersed in alcohol's world over the years, the medical staff and doctors in Cần Thơ District's health sector have always improved their medical ethics, the quality of medical staff, and tried their best to improve their qualifications in all aspects. Notably, over the past years, the district health sector has implemented well the prevention control of the COVID-19 epidemic. At the meeting, the leaders of Cần Thơ District gave gifts to show gratitude to the senior officials of the health sector and the delegates who were former leaders of the district's health sector over the years. On the morning of February 23rd, Cần Thơ Department of Trade and Industry delegation came to visit and work with businesses at the modern supply chain business track, goods supply, and the task of COVID-19 epidemic prevention and control at units, including Shelter Foods Văn Đình Phùng Convenience Store, Vietnamese Plus Trần Hưng Đạo Convenience Store, Lotte Cần Thơ City, and Mega Market Hưng Lợi Center, and Go Cần Thơ Supermarket Multifola. Overall inspection, the goods in stock are sufficient to meet the market demand in the city, since all units have planned to prepare goods until the end of the first quarter of 2022. They should ensure a sufficient quantity of goods to serve the consumption needs of people in the city. Business items at supermarkets have labels, origins, listed prices in accordance with regulations. Our rent on sales according to categories, creating convenience for customers to shop. Goods on the list of price stabilization goods shall comply with the registered list. Points up shall have clear signs, easy for customers to recognize. According to supermarkets, after that, purchasing power decreased by about 30%. Strong consumption concentrated in food items. To stimulate consumer demand, besides keeping prices stable, discount and promotional programs are rotated by supermarkets. On February 22nd, Ms. Huỳnh Thị Hiền, Standing Vice President of Cần Thơ Labour Confederation, and leaders of the Trade Union of Health Sector, the Grassroots Trade Union of Cần Thơ Hospital of Tuberculosis and Lung Disease, gave a house of trade to disadvantaged unionists in defense of housing. The House of Trade Union was given to unionist Đào Thị Bảo Vi, a nurse at Cần Thơ Hospital of Tuberculosis and Lung Disease, living in Định Hòa B Hamlet, Định Môn, Kumun-Thala District. The support level is 40 million dong, which is deducted from the Golden Heart Fund of Cần Thơ Trade Union. It is known that Nurse Bảo Vi is a frontline medical worker in the fight against the epidemic. The support of the House is to show gratitude to the frontline workers against the epidemic and contribute to sharing difficulties, creating conditions to help unionists stabilize their lives and work with peace of mind. And now a quick check on weather condition. That's all for Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Thanks so much for your attention. Please visit us on website kenthtv.vn. Bye for now.